Take 8. Hey everyone, I'd like to talk about acrylic painting today. Well, and this interests me mostly because it's one of the very first things I learned with, and it started me off as an artist. Acrylic painting is a type of traditional art. It's an art medium, and it's most commonly used because it's cheap and it's quite easy to learn. So one of the key aspects about this is that it's different from other types of paintings where it's easy to make it's okay to make mistakes because they can always be covered up. And one of the first types of painting in this is by blocking out colors. So what you do is start out with darker colors, and then you can always layer up on with lighter colors on top of this. This helps create illusions for three-dimensional objects, and also helps define a light source, so you know where the light is coming from. One of the examples of that is over here. This is a painting I did a while ago, around freshman year of high school, and I have a very clear light source over here, the fire over here, and by you blocking out the colors, I need to show that where the light is coming from, and it has to be accurate, otherwise it wouldn't make sense. So, for example, over here, I blocked out the dark areas with maroon and black, and on top of that, kept on layering with lighter colors like orange and yellow to show that it's round, because it's my hand. And over here, I showed the lightest parts with white because that's the lightest you can go with the light source. Another example of that would be this painting where I wanted to show a shadow of something because the light was being blocked. So I used a darker color, a darker shade of a pink or purple I'm using over here. And white, since it's also the lightest color I can go. This one is an example of something that does not have much of that. Yes, I used the dark colors to block out a lot of the areas, but it doesn't have a very well-defined light source, so I didn't need to show one. Over here, I'll be doing the same thing, but instead of completely doing it all black, I can have other colors, like darker blues or darker oranges. Another part of acrylic painting that's very rough in nature. It's a really common misconception that you have to be perfect. You have to have straight lines and all the shapes need to be perfect. But in acrylic painting, that's not the case. You can be rough, and this roughness also creates the illusion of perfect painting. For example, over here, these lines may appear really clear to the camera right now, but they're really rough in nature. I'm just blocking out the colors, so this is what you see, and the rest is left up to the human eye because we see what we are familiar with. So this would be made out to be a bird, but if I bring it closer, all the colors aren't perfect, the lines aren't perfect, and it wouldn't be as beautiful. Another very key aspect of acrylic painting, and perhaps why it's so common, is because it's cheap. And Walmart paint for 50 cents, some of which I've got here, can do the same work, can do this, while I could use $10 paint tubes for something like this. And it would make no difference at all, or very little, to the human eye. And that's perhaps one of the reasons why I love it, because you can use cheap objects to create something as good as professionals would. And all in all, I think acrylic painting is something everyone should try because it's easy to do. It's not something difficult, and you don't necessarily need to be an artist for that. Thank you.